My name's Chelsea Brown, and my current event is over the human rights in North Korea. So for the human rights infringement, it mainly focuses on rights abuse, such as forced abortion, sexual violence within the prison camps, and also the limited right to free speech and limited right to freely leave the country. Things like that, which I will go more in depth to later on. For the censorship, all sorts of media and publications are state-controlled. The prison camps, there are 6 of them within North Korea. About 80,120 people are detained in these camps. And also the sanctions against North Korea, which are pretty much mainly focusing on the nuclear test and missile launching that were going on within North Korea. For the rights abuse, the human rights are known to be the most cruel throughout the entire world. They have no right, according to their constitution, to free speech. Only form of electronic entertainment must be legalized. Religious freedom, to freely leave the country. Many times travelers in the country require an aide to accompany them. Due to this lacking right, many people actually die trying to escape. And also the dictatorship, which is under Kim Jong-un. For the censorship, it's also the most extreme among the world. All media access is controlled by the government. The radio and television broadcasts are preset to receive only government-approved stations. And also manipulating with the frequencies is a serious criminal offense. Only forms of government access must be legalized and operated by the government. If not, then harsh punishments are given and received. And one of the only media sources that everybody in North Korea has access to is the Korean Central News Agency, and the government only allows them to show specific news to the citizens of North Korea. As I said, there are 6 prison camps in North Korea. People in the prison camps undergo starvation, torture, murder, enslavement, sexual violence, and imprisonment. For starvation, people have actually been reported for their opinions that they only get probably a handful of rotten food each day, such as corn. And there also have been many times whenever the prisoners will see a rat, they will kill the rat, they'll dry out the body, and then they will eat the raw flesh. For torture, many people, including children, are actually beaten to death. And murder, there have been several times whenever prisoners will go around and murder other prisoners. There will be times whenever the guards will go murder the prisoners. And then for enslavement, they're actually forced to work 14 to 16 hours a day, no matter the weather, no matter their own condition, any of that. For sexual violence, there have been incidences whenever the guards have raped the prisoners, whether it's man, woman, or child. And there's also been instances where if a woman is imprisoned in the middle of her pregnancy, then she is forced to undergo abortion. For the imprisonment, they're sometimes caged and they're always surrounded by electrified fencing. And within the prison camps, there are no medical aid and they have very poor sanitation. So on the left is a picture of the forced abortions, and a picture on the right is a picture of the torture. Some more about prison camps. Survivors of these camps are few, and those who are freed refer to them as the North Korean Holocaust. If not killed by execution, many died by prolonged starvation and death-desired labor. There are said to be 80,000 to 120,000 prisoners incarcerated in these camps. It is hard to imagine a country imprison their own civilians for no absolute reason. A quote that stuck out to me by Secretary Kerry is, "You may be hidden, but we can see you." We know you're there. Your captures can silence your voice and assault your dignity, but they could not die your basic humanity. Some of the sanctions against North Korea are Amnesty International, which the North Koreans continue to suffer denial and violations of almost every aspect of their human rights. The Human Rights Watch is a very well-known one. It's just daily updates on North Korea's actions, revealing the secrets within the country. The European Union, they are restrictions aimed at the country over nuclear and mass destruction. They teamed up with the United Nations on sanctions during discussing the same topic. The United Nations imposed a broad array of sanctions on their nuclear test and missile launching, and the European Union and the United Nations, their sanction actions are actually going on as of now. For the dictatorship, it's by Kim Jong-un. He's the chairman of the Workers' Party of Korea. He's the military or supreme leader of North Korea. He has been the leader since 2011. Human rights violations and suppressions of oppositions have been commonly associated with his name. He believes in weapon testing programs, such as the nuclear and missile launching. Only people related to the military and the government are allowed to own motorized vehicles, as he has made. And the dictatorship in North Korea focuses mainly on the military. It's one of the largest armies in the world, larger than Japan, China, and the United States, and it spends a third of its income just on the military. So some of the usual in North Korea, the World Food Program estimated 6 million out of the 25 million in North Korea experience to be starved. 2 million people die by famine caused by the government farming policies and how poor it is. There have been reports of cannibalism. They must abide by a selection of 28 haircuts. And the border between North Korea and South Korea is one of the most militarized. Also, in schools, students must provide a large portion of their own necessities, such as desks, chairs, and money for AC and heating. So, after reading all this and learning about all of this, you may wonder, is there hope for human rights in North Korea? Well, research shows that over the past few years, the country's human rights have actually improved. In the easing of food shortages, growing availability of cell phone for private communication, growing availability of consumer goods, growing production of entertainment such as water parks, roller coasters, and ski resorts. And although there has been some improvement in the food and health sectors, there are still more serious violations occurring. So is there hope for North Korea's human rights? A lot of researchers and citizens of North Korea are unsure. And these are my sources. Thank you.